welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm now joined by our NFL experts, Jason Vonick and Nick Markunas, to decide which teams are contenders and which are pretenders. Now, guys, my first team for you today, Pittsburgh Steelers. Jason, take it away.
Well, the Steelers, when you look at them and being 3-3, they don't look to be contenders, but they're honestly pretty similar to how they normally are. Second in the league in defense, which is what Steeler football is all about. Big Ben is also having one of the best seasons of his career. So they've shown, not just by the record, they could be 5-1. Two of their losses were on game-winning field goals. So I think they'll get back into it.
I don't know. They don't look like the Steelers of old. They look old. Right. Their defense is beat up. They have a lot of injuries. Their center's out, Pouncey's out. Their entire running back court seems like is out. They're dealing with injuries there. And it looks like the defense still has good statistics, but they look vulnerable. Cincinnati was able to run on them early. I think teams are going to be able to. They
beat the Bengals, though, and that gives them a lot of momentum. You're right. They are unhealthy right now. But if you give Polamalu, Mendenhall some time, hopefully they can get back by the end of the season.
Right, but the game against the Bengals was a must-win game in October. You don't want to have a contender having must-win games in October. Okay. Also, there's some back-scenes tension with coordinator Todd Haley. Ben Roethlisberger, he said it was a dink-and-dunk offense, not a big-play offense, which he wants. So they had some of that in Kansas City with Todd Haley and Matt Castle. So that might become a bigger storyline throughout the season.
I mean, certainly, guys, I hear what both of you are saying, but you know what? I got to say they're a contender. Whenever you have a great, solid quarterback like Big Ben Roethlisberger, who has won Super Bowls in the past, I don't think you can rule anyone out.
True.
Now, guys, the next team I'm going to bring to the table, contender or pretender, Minnesota Vikings.
I think they're a contender. They got a huge win against San Fran, one of the best teams the NFC has to offer. They have, I think, the comeback player of the year in Adrian Peterson. He's looked awesome after an ACL tear, a major injury. He's come back, looked like the all-day of old, really moving well. And they have such explosive playmakers. Percy Harvin, you know, Christian Ponder's had some turnover issues, 6 turnovers.
Their offense has been playing well. You're right. The defense has been pretty good, but not great. And they've only played one offense in their first 7 games that's in the top 15.
True.
And when they go for their last 7 games and they play against the Packers twice, the Bears twice, the Texans, it's going to be tough.
That's going to be the deciding stretch to see.
It will. It will be deciding. I'm not sure the Vikings are ready to step up and play good defense against all those teams.
Guys, I heard you both saying, but you know what? I got to say at this point, I'm sorry, my man, I got to say pretenders because, you know what? I don't think they have a good enough defense to rely on Christian Ponder to win them games right now. That's just how I feel about that one. Guys, we're going on to our last football team. Maybe I agree with you on this one. I'll try my best, okay? So, we're looking at the Seattle Seahawks. Jason, pretender or contender?
The Seahawks are good, but they're not great. I don't think they can contend just because they're kind of a young team as well. A weak division will make them contend for the playoffs, but they're already 0-3 in that division. And when you don't have a top offense or a top defense, you need the balance. And their offense is 30th in the league, so I don't think they're ready to contend.
They're a classic Jekyll and Hyde home and away team.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, 6 touchdowns, 0 picks at home. He's on the road, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Right.
And they're not going to be playing at home in the playoffs. So you got to think that's pretending there. And I'm not really scared by the Seahawks. I don't think any team. They have a good defense, but make Russell Wilson beat you, and I think you have a good chance to win.
You need the balance.
Absolutely.
I'm going to stick up for the Seattle Seahawks just because you guys are drinking the haterade. I think Russell Wilson can surprise us for sure. Don't give out hope
You're
yet.
right. No, he has.
So.
I'm sorry. Next block. I'm sorry. It was the tie. I don't know. Time for us to take a break. But when 101 returns, Joe will sit down with our college football experts to present some mid-season awards. Giving always feels better than receiving. At least that's what my mom told me. So don't go anywhere.